We've all been deluged with information on sunscreens, wearing hats, and other protective moves we all need to make before getting sun exposure. But is it possible to minimize, maybe even counteract sun damage after the fact? Here with the story is WSJ contributor Christine Lennon and Dr. Darrell Rigal, clinical professor of dermatology from New York University Medical School. Thanks to both of you for joining us. Christine, let me start with you. There's growing scrutiny over the period right after we get out of the sun, correct?
That's true. Yeah, we were recently made aware of a study out of Yale University, which showed that, at least in animal cells, that we can see the effect of UV light for up to 3 hours after the cells were removed from the light. So what they're saying is that potentially there's an opportunity to sort of for a third line of defense against UV radiation.
So, Dr. Rigal, what does the science tell us? It seems that this study shows that the damage can continue after we get out of the sun. Is there anything that we can do to counteract that?
Well, obviously, the major damage that occurs from sun is when you get that exposure itself. It's the ultraviolet radiation in the sun damaging the cells that can lead to skin cancer. The recent studies have suggested that some of that damage occurs not only right when you're getting the sun, but for several hours afterwards. And the idea behind this, if you could come up with some kind of medications or chemicals that could fight that delayed damage, that might also be increasingly effective in fighting against skin cancer. And antioxidants appear to be one of the keys in this area to make it happen.
So, Christine, how quickly do we have to act? I mean, the study shows that the damage can continue up to 3 hours after we're in the sun. So is that the period in which we have to move quickly?
Yeah, this is where it gets a little tricky because we don't really know how long it takes for antioxidants to act on the skin. I mean, it takes a little while for it to reach the dermis and to have the benefits of an antioxidant. It's kind of vague at this point. But what we're saying is that, you know, if you add them immediately after sun exposure, there is a potential for, you know, them to start working in that time frame. I mean, obviously, the best line of defense is, you know, like you said, staying out of the sun, wearing a hat, protective clothing, sunblock. And no one's suggesting that this is an antidote. I mean, that just adding antioxidants after sun exposure is going to make a major difference in protecting the skin. But it's another idea to explore.
Sure. Dr. Rigal, we know that there was that 1996 study that showed using antioxidants before can help boost the effectiveness of sunscreen. But have there been studies showing that antioxidants can also help in post-sun skincare?
Well, there's some studies out there that suggest that there may be a post effect on antioxidants, several other chemicals too. The really important thing, though, is many sunscreens or after sun skincare products say they have some antioxidants in them, but sometimes they only have a pinch, so they could say that on the label. The reality is there has to be enough there to make a difference. So I think it's important to note not only that it has antioxidants, but there's enough of it in there to make a difference.
So, Doctor, how would you recommend, you know, learning which products are effective?
Well, I think it's important to look at the products, make sure they've been tested, try them on yourself and see how they do. But most importantly, to make sure that, again, there's more than just a pinch of antioxidants in there, that there is enough in there to really make a difference.
And Christine, have you come across some products that you've found effective?
Sure. Let me just add one thing about the antioxidants. It's mostly it's not just about the quantity in a product, it's how it's packaged and whether it's sealed properly. I think that pumps are more effective than anything that you would like dip your finger into or pour out of a bottle because it keeps the air out and it keeps the ingredients more stable.
Right.
I found a couple of products. There's a vitamin C product from One Love Organics and a gardenia and tea spray, which seem to be, I mean, they feel great and they smell great. And I mean, they feel good on your skin after it's been sun parched. As for the, you know, whether it's helped my skin defend itself from the sun, it's too soon to say. I've only been using them for a couple of weeks, but I think it's worth a try. And there's also this brand called True Nature Botanicals that has got a lot of really potent antioxidants, pomegranate seed and astaxanthin, which is an algae extract. And, you know, that product has a lot of integrity. I feel like you just have to find a brand that you trust and hope for the best.
High antioxidant content. But what about good old aloe vera gel? Does that really do anything? That's what I was always told to put on a sunburn.
That's
Aloe vera makes you feel very good. I mean, it's certainly, it's nice and cooling, it's soft on the skin, but it's probably not doing anything in terms of undoing some of the damage that you have. Again, I think the important thing is to make sure there's a number of products out there. Some of them are better than others, but just to make sure that whatever product you choose, it has enough of an antioxidant where it's going to make a difference if that's what your focus is.
All right. Thank you so much, Christina, Dr. Rigal, for all that.